The premise of the video is that Mr. Beast would gather people from every country in the world and have them compete for $250,000. Problem is, Mr. Beast didn't have everybody from every country in the world compete, and the map that his editor included in the video to, you know, show who's from what country, etc., it wasn't exactly on point. So first off, let's look at the map. Here is the map that the editor posted. So first things first, let's zoom in on Asia. I think, can we zoom in on Asia? It's gonna be kind of difficult to zoom in on Asia, but let's start with Asia. So starting with Asia, you can see that there's only one China. There's China, as in the People's Republic of China, the PRC, the Communist Party of China on the mainland, and that extends into Taiwan. There is not a separate country for Taiwan, and there was not a competitor for Taiwan. Now, you could maybe say, okay, well, maybe it's possible they couldn't find a competitor from Taiwan. Maybe that's why he did it. And I mean, that is possible, but they did get a competitor for Hong Kong. So they had a competitor for Hong Kong, but they didn't have a competitor for Taiwan, even though Taiwan has a larger population than Hong Kong and functions as a separate country. Kind of strange. Don't know why he did this. Some people are suggesting this was done because he just couldn't find somebody from Taiwan. I will, of course, ask about Hong Kong. Others are saying maybe he's doing this because he wants to keep a positive business relationship so he could do work in China. I have seen no evidence of that. That's just speculation. I don't really know why he did it. Maybe it was possibly just a mistake. Who knows? Either way, Taiwan not existed in the official Mr. Beast lore. Now let's zoom in to Europe, and this has gotten the most attention. This has certainly gotten the most attention. It is this screen cap, this zoom in right here. So the first thing I'm going to make note of, besides the obvious, is I want to point to Georgia, the country of Georgia. Now, if you look at the flag there, if you're from Georgia or know anything about Georgian politics, it might confuse you. Because if I look up flag of Georgia country, this is the flag that comes up. And that is not the flag that we see here. It's very different. What flag is that? Well, actually, it kind of looks like the Confederate flag, which it partially is. If you look at flag of Georgia, the state, then you've got an alteration of the Confederate flag, the Union of the Confederate flag. This is an alteration of the Confederate flag, which is the Georgian flag. And that is the flag that Mr. Beast's editor, whoever edited the map software that they used for their intro, for the video, that is the flag they put for the country of Georgia. So, Confederate Georgia, the country, that is what we have created in the Mr. Beast universe. Okay, but the thing that certainly caused the most outrage, certainly in the circles that I'm in the Ukrainosphere, and this is why I even know about it because it was posted in my feed by people from Ukraine, is the map of Ukraine, which seems to indicate that Crimea is a part of Russia. You can see right here that Ukraine is marked in red, and it includes Odessa, Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporozhye, Kherson, but it does not include Crimea. And this is not the only shot that it's like this. It's for all of the map shots that Crimea is actually included as part of Russia, even though it was illegally annexed by Russia in 2014, and it's internationally recognized as part of Ukraine, and the Ukrainian government recognized it as part of their territory. Now, do I think this was a deliberate decision by Mr. Beast to try to undercut support for Crimea being a part of Ukraine? That he disregards the international consensus and international law? He disregards the consensus that Crimea is a part of Ukraine? He disregards the Ukrainian government's position? Probably not. I'm going to be for real with you. As much as it would be fun to look you in the eye and say, Mr. Beast, enemy of Ukraine, we must protest against Mr. Beast and his anti-Ukraine agenda as he spends his cajillions of dollars to help drop more PMF-1 butterfly mines across Ukraine. That is not what's happening. I don't believe it. What I do believe is that most likely, when you look at all of these different situations, Taiwan is somewhat of an outlier because of the Hong Kong situation makes me rethink the Taiwan situation. But when it comes to these two, I think it was either, when it comes to Georgia, either a joke or a mistake by the editor, and when it comes to Crimea, probably a mistake. I know for the map software that we use for my channel here at Dylan Burns TV, Crimea, in the preset maps that we had for the software that we use for our main channel videos, it actually included Crimea as a part of Russia. Now, if they use the same map software that I do, or a map software that had the same presets, then I could see the editor not bothering to check to make sure that every single province and every single country is aligned with the exact country that it's internationally recognized as, and this just kind of slipped through the cracks. They just worked with the preset, colored in the countries, and kept moving, and they didn't really think about it. I think that is the most likely scenario. As for the Georgia flag, I mean, I think maybe the editor just looked up Georgia flag, and they had images, and then grabbed the second one. Or whatever flag is the U.S. state flag. Or it's a joke. I think that those are the only two explanations. Either way, as much as I've seen a lot of backlash towards Mr. Beast, I don't think this was purposeful. The one thing I would be most interested in seeing his audience or Mr. Beast follow up on is why there was no Taiwanese competitor, and why, if it was because they couldn't find a Taiwanese person to compete, why was it they could get somebody from Hong Kong, but not Taiwan? And why, even if they didn't have a member of Taiwan compete, did they mark Taiwan as part of mainland China, as part of the People's Republic of China? That is the one thing I am interested in Mr. Beast following up. Maybe he answers like John Cena. Bing shilling, you know, he just says, "Oh, we love mainland China." Who knows? Maybe how will
of
answer.
Neptune gave Spoonimus a tier 1 subscription. Dylan, you just handed Gutter Chat something to clip and send to Mr. Beast now. Congratulations on getting ratio by Mr. Beast fans now.
Okay, well, you know, getting ratioed by Mr. Beast fans mostly would probably mean getting ratioed by very small children. So we're talking about and I'm not saying that to insult Mr. Beast. I'm just, you know, he has a very young audience. And I'm not saying that to, you know, disparage him. I'm just acknowledging it. These are people who would probably not watch my videos to begin with. Maybe some of them would. So if they could just boost my stuff in the algorithm by getting angry at me, that'd be fantastic. I would love that.